I wanted to record this sequence here, and this is going to be for May 1st, 2025. Some of the notes I have in terms of giving this context today, you can see we are opening up on a true gap higher. The overnight inventory is 100% net long, gap rules in play. Just going over some of my notes on the day for my pre-market prep would be true gap higher on 100% net long overnight inventory, gap rules are in play. Failure to fill the gap fully or filling partially is bullish and should be bought. If we don't start to fill the gap early on, that is a sign that the market is going to be strong on the day and we should target for longs. True change can only occur if value develops lower today. I want to look for a fade early on. If it doesn't happen, what should happen doesn't. That sort of rule that we're bringing into the market. That's going to be a bullish sign. Had a spike at the end of the day yesterday. Spike rules in play. If we start to accept within the spike, that's going to be bearish. If we don't even come down to test the spike, that is bullish. And then just a note on yesterday, we had this spike right here, but the point of control, we did not get much migration from that yesterday, which means the value area didn't expand either. So one of the things to keep on the lookout would be, don't be surprised if there's some short opportunity because of how far away we are from value. So these are my low volume nodes from the higher time frame, right here, right here, right here. You can see we're already in the B period. We've opened, we're chopping around these two areas. And what the sequence I wanted to record right here, I took a long, this is the second long opportunity or long trade. Already down 10 points. But the idea is that if you look at Delta here, right at the open, we had a lot of selling volume. It brought price down a fair amount right here. But the Delta we didn't have a big expansion on the Delta. So those are the three things I'm looking at: volume, Delta, and then price action. Had a big opening candle, and we've basically been chopping in that for the morning. I did take a long, I think around right here, around the halfway point of the 5-minute opening range, with my stop loss right here. It got tagged right here. And so then I took another long opportunity right here. So the thing I wanted to note would be Delta was increasing the entire day. We kind of had chop back and forth between whether we had volume on the buying side, volume on the selling side. But the idea is that if right here, I'm leaning on Delta more than anything else. I'm leaning on Delta. I'm leaning on the fact that it is now 9:18 and we haven't even attempted to fill that gap. So again, if the gap doesn't fill early on, then that is very bullish. So sort of those two things I am leaning on for my long play as opposed to short, and we're just going to see how that plays out. Play here. Let me fast forward it a little bit. Again, these days are harder to trade, and so knowing that, I just want to be a little mindful of when I lock in my profits here. And so no reason to sell as of yet. We're still in this bullish uptrend on Delta. We've broken above this low volume node right here, which is this level right here. We've tagged the overnight high. Because this is a harder day to trade and we just had a range expansion day yesterday followed by a spike, my anticipation is that we're not going to have another day just like that. So I want to lock in my profits when I have them. So this is kind of my thought process going through it here. Price continuing to move higher. And I'm watching Delta here. I want to see Delta driving up. All right, we're above the developing value area. We've cleared the overnight high. I think in this case, so here we go. Showing to go a little bit higher. So the question is, are we going to be able to hold above the overnight high? I think that would be my thought on this trade. Delta continuing to go up. Haven't had any Heikin-Ashi shift candles until right there. And sometimes Delta will, you want to follow Delta, right? With volume. If Delta is going up on no volume, that doesn't mean as much, but you can see here the volume is pretty steady throughout the day except for the open. And right here, given all of the context I have on the day, what I want to do, especially since I already have a loss, I want to move my stop loss up to this Heikin-Ashi candle right here. Because price is going up and Delta is going sideways. We're just not getting that push from buyers or sellers stepping out of the way like I had hoped. And continue to watch, see what happens here. See, price is going sideways. Delta, price is going up, Delta going sideways. That's just not a good sign when you're in the trade. And then we get tagged out. We get tagged out at 10:33, up 16 points in the day. That's good enough for me on a day like this. Again, just given all the context. So again, yesterday was a very big range expansion day. It doesn't look like we're going to be filling the gap, or maybe we are later in the day. That would be unusual. But I was able to lock in 16 points on the day, even after a loss. And my anticipation is that we're going to continue to see sideways action, unless something else happens. You never know. But the name of the game here is just probabilities. So wanted to record that sequence just so I know that for future reference. And thanks for tuning in.